And we're back. Welcome to the Two Hasbro's Toy Hunt podcast. I'm your host, Gio. Accompanying me, as always, is my good friend and fellow toy enthusiast, George. How you doing over there, George? How's the weather in your part of the country?
It's very windy.
Is it why it's called the Windy City?
Yes. No, actually, no, but it's still windy.
So, I'm assuming you're in Pachuca, Mexico?
No.
Oh, so that's the place known for being very windy that I know of. But anyway, how's your quarantine? Did you do anything interesting today? Did you go out at all?
Nope, not at all.
At all? You didn't step 1 foot outside, take out some garbage, anything like that?
No, not even that.
You're lucky. I have to go out at least twice a day because I have a stupid dog. I like him, don't get me wrong, before all the fucking dog lovers get all triggered. I like the dog, but I hate the fact that I have to take him out. I feel like my risk of getting COVID is a little bit higher now because I have to walk him.
But also I have to be going out and doing something because just, sitting around all day isn't very, healthy.
Yeah, I feel like I've gained weight. I feel tired, which in turn makes my body hurt a little more because I'm not moving around as much. And then it makes me freak out thinking that I may be getting sick.
Yeah.
But, I hope everyone out there is staying safe, staying indoors, staying at least 6 feet away from each other. George and I are right now at the very least 6 feet away from each other, following protocol. All right, so usually we will start off this show by talking about the news, new toys that are being announced, pre-orders that you can go and put in and all that good stuff. But today I'm gonna start it off with new purchases because I got a feeling it'll be the shortest segment of the show. On my end, from last week to this week, I've got nothing. I've got no new figures to talk about. I have one coming in the mail, but it's not here yet, so it doesn't really count. How about you, George?
I also haven't gotten anything. Actually, the other day I went to Walgreens for to pick up some medicine for my grandma, but there was no legends, 0 legends.
Not a single legend?
One Black Series, but it was like an old Black Series.
Last week I went to Walgreens on Monday because I needed to pick up some Icy Hot, but I hadn't been out of the house in over a week, and never have I been so happy to see to see multiple Medusas and old X-23s and C-3POs and Rays as I was that day.
I haven't seen a Medusa. I'd be happy to see a Medusa because that'd be the first legend I see out in the wild in a while.
Post the recent unpleasantness.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went to Target, I saw some legends. Nothing really new. I saw a Vulture. Black Series. It's been such a long time since I see anything new anywhere. Even pre the recent unpleasantness. The NECA section is as always the same figures, at least at my local Target. And I'm looking for that Annabelle. I want that Annabelle Comes Home, the ultimate NECA figure. Well, I guess that'll do it for for new purchases for this episode. So I want to go and talk about some figures I want to talk about upcoming figures that you can go and pre-order or find in the stores now. But please, don't go out and find them. Stay inside. The toys will be there when the unpleasantness slows down
over.
At the very least, or is
Not
over.
only will they be there, they'll be on clearance.
They'll be on clearance, and the stores will probably really well stocked, because of how, No, wait, that could go two ways. They can either be really well stocked, or the same peg warmers will be there.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyway, stay indoors, people. Practice social distancing. Don't go out if you don't have to, and unless you're essential like me, because the world needs whipped topping, I will continue to risk my life and go to work every day for each and every one of you. So I want to start off by talking about Diamond Select. Now, personally, I have never seen these figures. I didn't even know they existed. George, you mentioned to me that you did know, and that's the Nightmare Before Christmas figures from Diamond Select.
Yeah. I was gonna get one of them. I think they cost $15, by the way, retail. If you're
Oh,
interested in any of them.
I am now, unfortunately. If I start buying these figures, that's $15 I could put towards something else that I really want. But these figures are beautiful. They're nice. They would look really nice between the months of October and December.
And you could put them up for Halloween and not take them down until after Christmas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a nice thing, and they're really nice. I don't know the size. What are they? Are they 10-inch or less?
I don't know. It depends on the figure. They're really well, like Jack is really tall and lanky. He might be a 10-inch, but I don't know. I'm guessing it's a 7-inch scale.
That's cool. Well, apparently there's 10 waves. Well, 9 waves, and the 10th wave is said to be released on August 10th. And included in that wave is Mr. Hyde, the Corpse Mom, Corpse Dad, the Cyclops, or a Cyclops. I haven't seen the movie as many
You
times.
haven't seen the movie?
No, I've seen the movie in parts. I've never really sat through the whole thing, but I think I've seen the whole movie. I've just never seen it in one sitting, all the way through. And the last figure in the wave is Mrs. Claus with a penguin pie. Now, as George stated, they retail for about $15. That's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
That's a decent price. You have yourself a nice little.
Hasbro has accustomed us to maybe it's not a good price. Maybe but since we pay more for Legends, like my friend Gainer who collects SH Figure Arts. He doesn't know the price of a Legend. I keep telling him it's like $20 retail. And he's like, how about this one? It's going for 40. I'm like, no, dude, that's twice the price. He doesn't know what a Legend costs.
Does he go out to stores and buy things, or does he buy everything online? Because if he's buying everything via eBay or Amazon, he probably doesn't even know the regular price of an SHF figure.
No, he usually buys them. He usually goes to the stores and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good thing. I'd hate for him to be overpaying for a figure that's already overpriced.
Yeah, and some of them are imports, so even the stores here give them higher price than usual.
Well, that's a shame. But these Diamond Select Nightmare Before Christmas figures, go out and get them. Make yourself a nice little display for the holidays. I might even pull the trigger on a couple of them. Now, secondly, I have to mention, because it's my son's favorite toy line. Well, not toy line, but toy character and movie. Tamashii Nations announced their Monster Arts line. They're doing 2 new Godzillas. It's they have Godzilla 1954, which I guess that's self-explanatory. The Godzilla looks like the Godzilla from 1954. Are you familiar?
I think that might be the original Godzilla.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's when the first movies came out in the 50s.
Yeah, because it looks like it's a toy of a toy, or a toy of a
man in a suit.
yeah. You could probably see the zipper. That level of detail would be fantastic. And they're also doing Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. You've seen some of these Godzilla movies, haven't you?
Yeah, I have Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on VHS.
Is it good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I'd sit through it when I was a kid. Yeah.
So you liked that genre, like of movie? What's it called?
The kaiju, the big monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah,
It's sort of what Power Rangers is based on, right?
yeah, I got into Power Rangers because of that.
Well, you can pre-order these figures on Big Bad Toy Store if you want to, George. I know I've already had to go on there and do it because, as I said, my kid really likes them and he really loves the movies. For me, I'm not a big Godzilla fan, and I think that's because my first Godzilla movie that I seen that I can remember, because I know I've seen other Godzilla movies when I was a kid, but the first Godzilla movie that I can remember uh, is the
98 way.
yes, the Broderick Godzilla. Was it Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one I seen, and it left a sour taste in my mouth.
I I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. Definitely not. It's funny because it's definitely not like the other ones are also more entertaining. Although I did watch the cartoon show based on that on the '98 Godzilla.
There was a cartoon?
Yeah, there was a cartoon
That's cool.
where Godzilla was the good guy. Well, kind of like in the movies too, when Godzilla would fight, Mecha Godzilla, who was the bad guy.
Yeah, in these new movies, Godzilla seems to be the good guy. I wonder how they're gonna handle the Godzilla versus King Kong, which
Probably
will
in that one,
probably.
King Kong is gonna be the good guy.
You think so? You don't think they'll screw it up and make it like a team up, where they're gonna have to team up and fight other uh monsters?
If they do that, they'll be fighting each other first, then they're gonna team up.
Like Batman v Superman?
Yes, like Batman vs Superman.
Oh my God, who's gonna ask the other if they bleed?
um, Godzilla is gonna be the Superman in that one.
Oh, so King Kong is smarter.
Yeah, King Kong is the Batman.
Nice. I will be going to see this movie. Knock on wood. Hopefully, eventually. It would be a shame if I can't take my son to go see this movie in theaters. Big Bad Toy Store. Go get your pre-order for that. In passing, I have to mention this. There's a Mafex LeBron James figure. Do you know who LeBron James is, George?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes, why is that surprising?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not basketball guys, and I don't know. Outside of soccer, I don't really see you knowing a lot of other
About
athletes.
sports?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I told you.
Well, he is the most famous basketball player.
He's the most famous, really?
Yeah,
The most
right
famous.
now. Right
Okay. 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 Yeah. Now, what I like about these figures is that, and I say figures because they also did a Michael Jordan figure. They come with soft goods, the jersey and the shorts, and they even have like their sneakers or their shoes if you're American, if you're European. What do they call them in Europe? Trainers?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Yeah, now their trainers are also official, so whatever boots or shoe or trainer or sneaker or however you want to call it that he's using, I have no idea. Like, I don't even know what the difference between the Jordans are. Like, people that can tell you, oh, these are the nines or these are the this and that. I have no fucking clue. And he's got an authentic Spalding basketball.
Who's making this figure again?
Mafex.
Oh, okay. Damn, did they get all those licenses for all that stuff?
Probably. I would like to get the Michael Jordan one, I'm not gonna lie. But they're probably ridiculously expensive and
What's your current Michael Jordan statue? Is it McFarlane?
yeah, it's a McFarlane. It's from when he took his last shot as a Chicago Bull in the 1996 NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz. Where were you, George, when that game happened?
I was probably watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're just full of surprises today.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, me and my brother. He was he was the big basketball fan. And I would root for the Jazz, and he would root for the Bulls.
Wait, wait,
Wait,
wait.
what?
He
What?
liked basketball?
Yeah, dude.
Who are you people?
We haven't told you this?
We've known each other from the. I've known you since you were born, basically. And I had no freaking idea. Wow.
We also had a.
Are
Sorry.
you a hardcore baseball guy too? That I have no idea. But you're a big Arizona Diamondbacks fan.
Well, that was when we were kids, dude.
Yeah, the basketball was huge when we were kids.
Yeah, especially because of the Bulls in this city.
Well, you just gave away our location. I'm gonna have to move now.
We also had in the place we lived, there was a basketball hoop, and we would play too.
Like in the backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we had one too. And everybody loved basketball. Everybody had a starter jacket when we were in school. Starter jackets were the members only jackets of the 90s. You know what I would like to see? And I think I've told you this before, if they ever start making them. If they start making soccer players or football players, however you want to call it, not American football, not tackle ball, but, football.
Association
football.
ball.
That would be the line that I would put every other line to the side and collect those.
Who'd be on the top of your list?
Oh man, where to start? Maradona, Pele, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Fabio Cannavaro, Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, Cuauhtemoc Blanco. There'd just be too many, George. I'd be working for figures, basically.
Wow.
Our favorite, yours and my personal favorite soccer player of all time, Arjen Robben. You know who Arjen Robben is?
Yes.
Oh, the man responsible for the single greatest moment in a World Cup. Second best moment in a World Cup. Can't forget one.
Can't forget the what?
Well, we can't forget the best moment in a World Cup.
The Suarez handball?
No, although that would probably be second.
So what? Then what?
The Donovan goal against Algeria.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that moment, that was. But let's keep going. Let's talk about toys before we lose any more listeners, because we are in America. Now the line that has me the most excited, and man, when I say excited, it's an understatement, is the NECA Back to the Future figures. I know you've seen them, George, because you sent me the link to it. Did you know that not did you know? Now these figures are they're making them in honor of the 35th anniversary of the movie.
Oh, okay.
35 years.
Wow.
I know, man. And the figures are really they're beautiful. They're highly detailed. And it's two Martys. Now, I don't know why they made two Martys when they could have made a Marty and a Doc. But when I say Doc, I mean Doc Brown.
Because if they did, then people would be like, I got these two, I'm done.
Yeah, that's true. The first Marty comes with a skateboard and his red backpack. He has an interchangeable head with sunglasses. And he's wearing his jean jacket, his jeans, and that vest that people kept making fun of him. Well, not people, but two people made fun of him. They kept asking him if he was a sailor or something like that, because he went back to 1955, and that wasn't the style back then. Now, one of my favorite lines in that movie is when he somehow ends up at his mother's house. You know, his mother was younger back then, and she has the hots for him, and she's hitting on him.
Uh,
Yeah, I know.
And then?
And during a scene where they're at the dinner table with Lorraine, that's the character's name, with her family, he runs off because he's creeped out by the whole situation. And Lorraine's dad says to her, "Lorraine, you ever have a kid like that, I'll disown you." Love that.
Do they use the same actors as the parents actors?
Yes, they do. The actors are the same, just with makeup.
Oh, okay.
And well, the dad wasn't in the second part or the third part. The Crispin Glover
Yeah.
had some type of falling out, and they didn't use him in the second part, but they sort of used his likeness, which then turned into a legal situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with the details, but I know that much. I saw him doing an interview once, I don't know, about a year ago, where they were talking about it.
Who did he have a falling out with? With Zemeckis?
Yeah, I think so. It could have been something where they just didn't come to an agreement on money.
Oh, okay. Because he's been in other Zemeckis movies. Think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. In the Beowulf. He have you ever seen it?
the animated one,
Yeah.
the one with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
No.
Crispin Glover was in it.
Oh, cool. I know Beowulf from English Lit in high school. I never saw the movie.
It was okay.
Was it as good as the story?
Uh, the story kind of gets cut off because they lost some of the pieces, I think. So I guess it was technically better because it was a cohesive story.
I guess. I might have to check that movie out. Maybe. I mean, we've got nothing but time right now to watch movies. The second Marty is Marty McFly in his radiation suit, the yellow radiation suit that Doc hasn't put on when they were testing out the time machine in the Twin Pine parking lot in the mall.
Did you say it was from the second movie?
No, that's also from the first movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both figures are from the first movie because it's the 35th anniversary of the first movie.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, did you ever notice though that when at the beginning of that movie, when Marty goes, you've seen it, right?
I've seen a good chunk of it. I don't think if I've sat through the whole thing.
Okay, well here's a little thing for you to pay attention the next time you watch it, and you should watch it because look, anybody can come at me if you want to, and I don't care what anybody says, but Back to the Future is the greatest trilogy ever made.
All three are good?
Yes.
You hesitated a lot.
Well, no, the three of them are good, but part 3 is not better than 2 and 1, but part 2 is better than 1.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
But no, the three movies are great. They're fun. They're funny. Unless you if you wanna nitpick, like I could see Neil deGrasse Tyson hating these movies. But but if you suspend reality for a little bit, it's the greatest trilogy ever made. Now,
why did they mess up the sky? One of them.
They had an inaccurate sky. Oh man, that's one of my favorite movies. That we'll touch base on that one when we do our episode reviewing the movie The Tragedy of Billy Zane. At the beginning of Back to the Future, he goes to a mall to meet Doc, and they're going to test out the DeLorean. And the name of the mall is Twin Pine Valley or something like that, or Twin Pine Mall. When Marty accidentally goes into the past, he lands in that same lot, right? But he crashes through some pine trees. And the owner comes to confront him, and Marty's wearing his yellow radiation suit, and they think he's an alien. And so they start shooting at him, and he gets away. And then later in the movie, at the very end of the movie, when he comes back to 1985, he tries to save Doc from the Libyans that shot him. That happens at the beginning of the movie. He goes to the mall, and it's called Lone Pine.
Huh.
Well, this Marty, let's get back to the figure. He comes with an alternate head sculpt because the head on it has the helmet or the hat piece. Now, I don't know if you can flip that piece up and down. Maybe there's a regular face under there, but if not, you get the other head sculpt. He comes with a camcorder because they were documenting the experiment with the time machine. He comes with headphones, a Walkman, and a blow dryer. Now, do you know what the headphones, the Walkman, and the blow dryer had to do in the movie?
No.
Well, he's trying to convince his dad to ask his mom to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance because if they don't hook up, then he can't exist. And he's
Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he sneaks into his dad's bedroom at night, and he blasts Van Halen, I believe. And he tells the dad that he's Darth Vader, and if he doesn't ask the mom out to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, he's gonna evaporate his brain.
With the hair dryer?
Yeah. Yes, because apparently I guess those things didn't exist back then, and he was wearing the yellow radiation suit. Now NECA's not just doing those; they're also doing the Back to the Future the animated series figures. Now I've never seen the animated series. Did you ever watch them?
No.
I knew it existed, but I never saw them. And I only know they existed because I recently started getting into these Back to the Future comic books. Have I told you about them?
Yeah.
I gotta let you use these. The stories are really interesting and they're very respectful to the movies. They don't like skew up anything. They don't mess with the movies.
Nice.
And it's not like an alternate universe. It's the comic books take place mostly. Well, it's Doc when he's living in 1885. And he's got his kids and his wife, and he's telling them stories of like when he met Marty and you know like other stuff like that.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. I gotta let you use them.
Would you get a 7-inch scale is around 1/10 scale. Would you get a 1/10 scale DeLorean to go with these NECA figures?
Bro, I eat Back to the Future up like it's Fruit Loops. I love this shit. Yes, I would. If it's affordable, I'd get it.
Oh, okay.
Now these figures are, it kind of looks like they're trying to cash in on what NECA's doing with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon figures that they have.
What do you mean?
Well, they're doing really well with sales with these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon ones, so I got a feeling that's why they're doing these Back to the Future. The figures include Marty, Doc, Doc's dog Einstein, and Biff.
Are you gonna get all these?
I am getting every single one.
Wow.
One to display, one to keep in the box, and one to keep in a safe deposit. Now they also have a picture of a DeLorean from the animated series. I hope that wasn't just like there for the display. I hope they do make that DeLorean. I'd like to get it. And to end off with the Back to the Future, I highly recommend the books. You should check it out. There's even a storyline in which Marty's having an existential crisis, dude. Like he's thinking about if he screwed anything up by going back in time. Like what happened to that Marty from that timeline? You know, because did he just erase him? Or what happened? It's really interesting, man. You need to check it. I think you would really like these books.
Sound good?
I will mail them to you because I'd offer to drive them over to you, but that wouldn't be social distancing. Unless I drive over there, put the crate outside your door, knock 3 times, and then just run away.
That's what I do with my brother when we want to give each other stuff.
Yeah? Is that what I'm going to do with the Mandalorian when he comes in the mail?
Yeah, eventually.
I don't want to keep you waiting on the Mandalorian, man. I mean, we've waited long enough.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I could wait a while longer for it.
We also need to start taking pictures, man.
Yep.
All right, so this brings us to the part of the show where we talk about our main topic. And today's main topic is the top 10 figures that we bought in 2019. Now, this is the top 10 figures that we purchased in 2019. It doesn't necessarily mean the figures were released in 2019, because I don't even know every figure that was released in 2019.
Yeah, although I think a large majority of these on my list did come out on 2019.
Yeah, I think mine as well. Yeah, mine is pretty 2019 heavy. So how do you want to do this, George? Should we do year 10 my 10 and then year 9 my 9, or you want to go through year 10 and then I go through my 10?
Let's both count down. 10,
So,
10, 9, 9.
all right, that sounds good to me. Would you like to go first, George? What's number 10 on your top 10 purchases of the year 2019, when the world was normal?
and the before times. Hoth Leia Black Series.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, the face scan was the face print is really good. Probably the best of the Black Series that I've seen. And I wanted a Hoth Leia. And I was gonna customize a Bespin Leia because the uniform is really similar. But I thought, no, they made this, they're gonna make a Hoth Leia. And I just waited a little, and they came out with the Hoth Leia.
That's cool.
And also, I don't know, I guess a lot of this, the best figures is also heavily based on, not just the figure itself, but how much I like the character. So
yeah. Let's forgive me. Let's get into a little bit of context. What was your criteria? You had to have some type of criteria, right, to put these figures in your top 10.
Yeah, mostly how much I wanted the figure beforehand, and also the design of the character, because a well designed character like makes a good action figure usually, and also I guess the action figure itself, how it came out, as opposed to I guess the accuracy of it. Although some of these aren't very accurate, but I still like them.
Nice. My criteria was mostly, all right. Yes, it was how bad I wanted the figure. The look, obviously, the sentimental value, and surprisingly, now is the posability of it, like the articulation and what I can do with the figures. If I could take a nice picture, a nice snapshot of it, and it's, if I can work with it, that put it over the top for me.
Cool.
All right, so that was your number 10. Should I get into mine?
Yeah.
All right, so my number 10, I couldn't make up my mind. I had 11 figures, and I could not separate these two figures.
Oh, you didn't do the round robin, like?
Yes, I did, the way you suggested. But when it came to these two, I couldn't separate them.
It was a tie?
One, yes. One, because I have an idea of a picture that I want to do with this figure in my mind, and I need to get it done. And the other figure is just a figure that I never owned, even when I was a kid, and I really freaking wanted it. And now I own it. So it's not high enough to be number 1, but definitely in my top 10 list. And that is Jean Grey from the Love Triangle 3-pack. Probably not the best figure to pose, and some of the joints are a little bit, tough. But so Jean Grey for sentimental value, and the Magneto from the 3-pack as well, the one that came with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. That's my number 10.
All right. So my number 9 is the Death Trooper from Rogue One. The figure looks great. Well, almost most troopers, you can't really make them
You can't mess
badly.
them up. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like a human face on them. So I didn't find them originally. I found them in 2019. Rogue One's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. So that's why it's on my list.
Nice. Is that the Death Trooper? Is he all in black? Is it just like a black trooper?
Yeah, they're the ones that went to find Jyn Erso's dad with Krennic
At the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I need a bunch too of them.
You're gonna army build?
Yes, eventually.
Oh, wow. I need one of those, but then again, I need a lot more troopers. I don't have much. I don't have many. Coming in at number 9 for me is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Lord Draken. Do you know who Lord Draken is?
Yes. I didn't know him until the action figure came out, but I know now.
Yeah, interesting character. He's a mix between the White Ranger and the Green Ranger, but he's evil, and he just annihilates all the Power Rangers in every Morphin grid, which I guess is their word for dimensions. Now, this one was tough, because I've loved almost every Ranger every Mighty Morphin Power Ranger and villain that's come out on this line, but it's the only one that'll make it on this list, and he beat out the White Ranger by a hair. The White Ranger, I've had fun posing him, I've had fun taking pictures of him, but Lord Draken just has a badass face sculpt, a badass backstory, and he's the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger was my favorite, and the White Ranger's pretty cool too, so it was my favorite Ranger, and my favorite Ranger to pose. So, Lord Draken, number 9.
Do you like Tommy better when he was bad?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, he kind of overshadowed the Red Ranger, and I didn't like that.
I liked when he was a jerk to Kimberly. When she went up to him after Rita had turned him bad, and she went up to him in the hallway, I believe it was, and he just told her to get a life and get away from her. And it just made her like him more. You can't teach that sort of coolness.
All right, my number 8 is Storm. The Jim Lee white costume version.
80th anniversary?
Yeah. With the card back, with the vintage card. It's a great looking figure.
Is the card back a part of the reason why this figure made your top 10 list?
No. I wish they would make them, because it looks very interesting. It's very colorful. It looks better than the regular Legend boxes. But no, I didn't specifically get it. It's not up on my list because of that specifically. Although I did get it. I found it because somebody posted it on the group. And these were all hard to find. I don't think I ever saw another Storm again. Somebody posted it and they were like, found a Storm at this Target and so. But the card is a little bent. So who wants it? And then I eventually made it to that Target and it was still there, like a day later. And no way would it have had that card not been bent a little. Negligibly, you could have bent it back, right? It was a little warped, but had that not been the case, people probably walked by it and saw, oh, it's bent, I don't want it,
Oh wow!
And people in the group too, probably well, it's bent, so I don't want it.
Hey,
and I got it.
Thank goodness for inbox collectors, huh? That they passed up on that figure for you.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Number 8 on my list is 80th anniversary Thor.
Wow. That's I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either. It wasn't until I was making this list that 80th anniversary Thor came on this list. I love the design of the figure. I like how big and strong and bulky he is. He's definitely stronger than the Captain America and the Iron Man that I have, cartoon versions. I found this one at a comic book store, and I overpaid for it because then I started seeing it at Targets for a lower price. And it was sort of an impulse buy because I went in there looking for Nightcrawler and Mr. Sinister and the Caliban Wave figures, and I found a few of them, but then I saw that one and I thought, oh my god, I'm not gonna see it again. Let me buy it. And then not even 2 weeks later, I started seeing them at Targets and for cheaper. But what puts it over the top for me is I like that. How do you pronounce the hammer again? I don't want to mispronounce it. Mjolnir.
Huh?
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Mjolnir. I like the inscription that's on there.
Is it good articulation? Have you photographed it?
I have not yet photographed it, but I am going to, definitely. I just have to figure out how to make some practical rain and lightning effects.
Okay.
Now the inscription on the on Mjolnir says, "Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." Now that's a little that's just a little detail that helped put this figure over and make it into my top 10. But I can't.
Is it legible? Is it?
Yeah, it's legible. It's just
nice.
small print. It's just sort of small prints, and you kind of have to like use a magnifying glass, or if you have your camera, zoom in on it. And I guess the only complaint I would have about the figure is his chest is a bit small, but that's nitpicking. It's a great looking figure, great face sculpt, great articulation, nice detail. Would make a great WWE figure as well. That's my number 8, 80-year Thor.
All right. Mine is my number 7 is Enfys Nest from the movie Solo. The character has a great design. Like many well-designed like Star Wars characters that have like an interesting look. There's not much like backstory to her. Spoiler alert, I guess. But I remember thinking initially, when she's attacking the caravan trying to steal the fuel or whatever, I'm like, what an asshole! Like, why is this person doing this, right? And they were an interesting villain, until their motivations became clear later, and I'm like, oh, right. And I liked Solo, and I like Enfys Nest, and I got a good deal on it, so that put it a little bit over.
Oh, that deal you got on it. I want to put it on my top 10.
All that's needed would be like a face scan of Enfys Nest without a helmet.
Oh yeah, that would probably make it top 3. My number 7 is a figure that was really sought after, and man, people really went crazy over it. And unfortunately, it fell in the hands of Walmart. That would be Power and Glory Captain America, or as he's known in the streets, Worthy Cap.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a lot of emotional attachment to this figure. It's just a nice looking figure, and I guess I got caught up in the whole, we gotta find this figure, and he comes with Mjolnir. But when I started taking into account that he's very photogenic, that's what put it through for me. And the face scan of Chris Evans, the likeness is uncanny.
Pretty good.
That's really what put the figure over for me. He probably would have landed a little higher on my list if maybe his shield had some damage or was cracked. But it's not, so it lands at number 7. Worthy cap.
Okay, for my number 6, it's Rio Durant. Do you know who that is?
He was also in Solo.
Yes. He's the monkey character pilot from Solo. He was pretty funny in Solo. I also didn't have enough like screen time. I think he was voiced by Jon Favreau. But four-armed monkey man from Star Wars makes a great action figure.
I bet that that would look really cool with a ship if they ever make it.
Oh yeah, or at least some kind of cockpit or something.
Yeah, something. My number 6 is a Jim Lee style X-Men figure. And as I've stated before with you, I am a huge X-Men fan. I gobble that shit up almost as much as I gobble up Back to the Future. But it was a tough choice because there were a lot of X-Men releases last year, which was both a good and a bad thing. I had fun collecting them. But only one figure made it onto this list. And it's Beast.
Oh, okay. Beast almost made it onto my list. It was my number 11.
Nice. It had to be Beast because the posability. And when I found out you can like shift his hips up and down, and he can stand on one hand, and the pictures you can take of it, and I mean he's 90s X-Men Beast. What more can I say? I guess this one was more of a sentimental value. And he probably would have made top 5 if they had just given us a little bit more. Like another face sculpt where he's not looking like he's mad, where he's just...
Or where he looks more like the animated series, I would have loved that.
Yes, if he looked more like the animated series, if he was just Hank McCoy reading a book or something, it would have...
we'll get that eventually. We'll get it.
We better not. Because I've already spent $20 on this. But that's number 6, Jim Lee style Beast from the Caliban Wave, I believe this is also.
Yeah, it's from the Caliban Wave.
Yep. So here we go, George. We're entering top 5 territory.
Number 5 is also of mine. Is also from the Caliban Wave. It's Jubilee.
Great choice.
She looks pretty close to the animated series, which is why I'm collecting them. And at first I considered getting the Build-A-Figure until I found out how freaking expensive it was. And I remember me and you went to a toy show shortly before Jubilee this new Jubilee was announced. And I remember telling you, hey, look at this guy. Was selling it for 100. How much was it?
It was way more than 100.
It was probably 120, 130, right? I'm like,
no, I think more, dude.
Really?
Because he had the wave of figures, and they were going for I think 500 for the entire set.
Holy shit! No. Okay, no, we saw that, yeah, and then we saw one individual that was like 120, 130. That was like the Build-A-Figure completed. And I remember telling you, like, this guy better lower the price on that because, they're gonna release one soon. And good thing, that I waited because it looks more like how I wanted it to look.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I am much happier. I also bought this figure. She's not in my top 10, but I am very happy with that figure. I'm glad. That's of all the Jubilees I have, I'm glad that I have one Jubilee. Of all the potential Jubilees I could have, that one would be the one that I want. All right, top 5. Number 5 for me is the Vintage Collection or the Archive series from the Black Series Star Wars, Boba Fett.
Oh, okay.
That is the first figure I bought in 2019. I pre-ordered it on Big Bad Toy Store, and within a month or weeks, I got it in the mail. He's not higher up on the list because I haven't opened it. Not because I'm an inbox collector, God no, but because I don't have a spot where I can properly display my Star Wars collection. So I can't really comment on posability. I can't comment on how the joints are, but I'm happy I have a Boba Fett, and I can't wait to start taking pictures with it because with practical firework effects and sparklers and smoke, it's just going to be one of the best figures that I have. But he's floating at number 5 for now.
Did you ever see it at retail?
I never seen it in the stores.
I never did either. And and I don't think they put out enough because I would have gotten it if I had seen it at retail. I know you told me not to wait for it. But I did.
You know where I've seen it? But online is at Crush Collectibles.
Okay.
And I don't think he's gouging. I think it's pretty close to retail what he has it for.
Oh, it's not bad because he could sell for a lot more than that if he wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure the last time I seen it on there, he had it at a reasonable price. It's just a drive to head all the way out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, who knows if it's open anymore?
They have curbside right now. He has curbside.
Oh, really?
And he's shipping. Yeah.
Nice.
So is Wax Packs. The ones I'm not sure about are Smash and Quake. I don't know what they're doing if they're selling anything.
Oh, okay.
I know they're closed, but those other stores, I know that they at least have curbside pickup and that they're offering shipping.
All right. So my number 4. I don't know if this is cheating, but it's my list. So, my number 4 is a Funko Pop. Can you guess which one?
Hold on, let me digest what you just said. Oh my god, I think I got dizzy. A Funko Pop. I probably can't guess which one, but is it from Saga?
I think if you thought about it, you'd know which one.
I don't remember you buying any Funko Pops except for the Saga ones because of our discontent with Funko Pops.
It's Alien Maggie from the Treehouse of Horror.
Oh, Alien set. Maggie. Okay, no, it's not cheating. I mean, if you're gonna put a Funko Pop up there, it's gonna be something I should have known.
Yeah, you. How many of that series did you get?
I have Vampire Mr. Burns.
Oh, okay. I wanted Lisa too from that. And probably also Bart. Bart was in it, right? Bart?
Fly Bart. Okay. You want the set, George. You want the set. I want the set. Let's admit it. Let's just admit it to ourselves now. We want that set. I mean, it's Simpsons.
I could forego the Vampire Burns, but yeah, I'd like it, all of it.
I'm gonna put that figure in your hands the next time you come here, and that's gonna change your mind.
She in each of her tentacle hands, she's holding a different thing, and I like that. I like that attention to detail.
Are any of the things she's holding Bobo?
Yeah, one of them. Well, it's a little bear. I don't know if it's Bobo, but looks like him.
Well, if it's Bobo, it would be really messed up, probably missing an eye. And
I don't think it's missing an eye. Hold on. Let me go get it. It's not missing an eye.
So it's not Bobo.
Though it is the same color as Bobo.
Discolored?
No.
Well, no. See, when she had Bobo was discolored.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you salvaged that. You totally redeemed yourself after you said Funko Pop. I was ready to stop the recording. All right, so my number 4 is Jedi Knight Luke, Walmart exclusive. I actually have
Oh,
3 Walmart exclusives on this list.
wow.
This is the second one, and I don't know how I was able to get my hands on them. It's probably the surprising part. Jedi Knight Luke. My first exposure to Star Wars was Return of the Jedi. Uh, I immediately thought Luke was cool. I liked how he was all in black, his black glove, which unfortunately this figure does not have, but I can customize it.
He didn't have it at that point in the movie.
No, he didn't have it. No, he got shot in the hand, in his robotic hand, and then he had to wear a glove. He's
That
got
he'd probably be in my top 10 too if I had it, but I don't.
he has a robe, which is one of the biggest gripes we have with the Star Wars figures with the Black Series Jedi, is that I don't know why they don't give us robes, but that put it over the top for me. His green lightsaber and the face scan. The face scan on it
It's really good, yeah.
it's really good, yeah. So that put him at number 4. Here we go, George. Last 3. This is where stuff really got interesting.
My number 3 is Baze Malbus from Rogue One. Oh my god! Oh, never mind. It's only 2 from Rogue One. For a second there, I thought, I had a ton more characters from Rogue One. So Baze Malbus, I like the character. I like how he looks. The figure came out good. The face looks it's pre face print, but it's one of the better pre face print faces. For what that's worth.
Yeah, Rogue One actually has a few figures that I think the face print is
It's really bad, right?
not bad, but good.
Oh yeah. The one on Krennic is pretty good.
The one on Krennic, I wouldn't update my Krennic, honestly.
The one on Cassian is crap.
Oh my god, it's such shit. But I think Baze, Shirut, and Krennic, they're passable. They are very passable face sculpts.
Yep. For the old face sculpts.
Yeah, for the old face sculpts, for the pre photo prints, photoreal printing. Yeah, they're no complaints there. That's a good number 3. My number 3 is another Walmart exclusive, and it's the Walmart exclusive Thanos or however you want to pronounce it. Not the Build-A-Figure Thanos, but the Walmart exclusive. I was able to get my hands on this one. I was scrolling through social media, and one of the toy stores I frequent a lot had him. He put a picture of all his Marvel Legends he had. I just noticed that he had it, and I noticed he had the second hand and the second face. And I was maybe 20 minutes before closing time, and the place is about 20 minutes away from me. But I turned to my wife and said, let's go to that store. And I don't know if it was just meant to be, but that day everything worked out perfectly. The kids got ready quickly. She got ready quickly. I was out the door before she could even finish saying yes. And we made it just in time. I picked up the Thanos, and eventually you were here when I took the picture. Well, we took the picture, but it's one of my favorite pictures that I've taken so far.
Nice. My number 2 is, it's probably my favorite, or maybe top 2 favorite characters in the MCU. It's Killmonger from Black Panther. I had when Black Panther came out, I wanted it so bad. The mercenary Killmonger. I wanted it so bad. I was gonna customize it, and I had already bought several pieces in order to start customizing it. I bought a $15 action figure with like camo pants, a Punisher, a Legends Punisher that I was gonna use to customize it, and I was gonna use the face off of the 2-pack, the Killmonger 2-pack with Agent Ross. in
Right.
order to customize it. And I'm not glad I bought all those stuff before it came out, but I'm glad they made it, and it came out really good.
And isn't that the Killmonger that I was with you when you bought it?
No, it's not no, that's his Jaguar suit, Black Panther. I mean, sorry,
Okay.
Killmonger.
Oh, okay. The one that you were looking at the legends and it was right in front of you and you didn't see?
Yes, that one. Um, uh, no, this is the one where he has like an Impala mask on.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It's a fantastic figure.
Yeah, I want that mask as like a prop, a
Uh,
life-size prop of that.
that would
Oh
look
man,
really cool.
he's so awesome. He
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 is.
he was right in that movie.
He was the
Black
hero.
Panther. Black Panther was the villain of that movie.
100% agree. 100% agree. And one day we're going to discuss why he was the hero of that movie because the people need to know.
I know. I don't think anybody came out of that movie thinking, that he was wrong. I know some people are like, well, he took things too far. I mean, if that's like the biggest criticism, right? About, but that's it. They know he's right.
In their heart of hearts, they know he was right.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2, I sort of cheated, but I didn't cheat, is the Archive Collection Anakin Skywalker, the Black Series. I've always wanted an Anakin Skywalker. He is my favorite Star Wars character of all time. And he was released years ago, but with a shittier looking face sculpt. And he was ridiculously expensive. I thought I was never going to own it. When the Archive series dropped them out, I had to go out and get it. I had to go out there and get it. And he wouldn't have been in my top 10, actually. Or he would have been really low on my top 10 if it wasn't for the fact that I bought a robe. I bought a robe on eBay that I can put on him, and that just put the figure over the top for me. Once I can put that robe on him and put the evil Anakin head sculpt on it, that was it. That was it. Number 2, easily, Anakin Skywalker.
From Revenge of the Sith, right?
From the best Star Wars movie. Yes, sorry, I didn't mention that. It's
I
Revenge of
agree.
the Sith.
All right, number 1. My number 1 is
Wait, before you say, can I say that I thought your number 1 was gonna be Killmonger?
oh really?
Yep.
Well, you almost got it right. All right, my number 1 is I've actually technically had this toy before. And they re-released it. And there's I don't know, we were doing figures, or this technically has figures in it, so it's technically
It's a figure.
it goes on
Collectible.
the list. Yeah. This it's the Lego Anakin Pod Racer from Phantom Menace. When before I had even seen Star Wars, I loved the pod racing of it. That's what got me interested in Star Wars. And before I had even seen Phantom Menace, I had my parents bought me for Christmas the Lego pod racers, and I love them. And this is like it's not completely the same. This re-release, I guess it's like updated a little, but it's quite similar to the original one that I had 20 years ago. Holy shit!
Wow. Damn, it's really been 20 years.
Yep.
All right, my number 1. Now, before I say it, do you want to take a stab in the dark at it?
No, I don't know. I don't have any idea.
You have no idea. My number one is a figure that I really wanted, and it's the only version of this figure that I would have deemed acceptable to own, much like the Jubilee. I could have gotten any other version of this figure. Um, they were easy to find because the movies were out, and there's so many different variations of it. But it had to be this particular one. I overpaid for it. It's probably the most expensive Marvel Legend that I splashed money on, and it's Pizza Spider-Man.
That was this year? That was 2019?
It was 2019. I'll never forget it. The month was July. It was a hot day. It was during the weekend. The wife and kids were away in Mexico, where they spend the summer with my mother-in-law. I had nothing to do, so I thought, hey, let me go visit this toy store I usually go to. I had no intention of buying anything. I just wanted to get out of the house. And when I saw it, I asked. I couldn't even process it when I saw it. I thought, no, it can't be. It's probably a different variation of the figure. But I asked the guy if I could see it. Clearly, it was. I saw the price tag. I did think about it, but then I was like, you know what? I gotta have this. Paid for it. Got me Pizza Spider-Man. The articulation is awesome. He articulates the way you would expect a Spider-Man figure to articulate. He has interchangeable hands. He's got an interchangeable head, one where his mask is held a little up so he can eat pizza, and the accessory that puts it over the top, the piece of pizza. I mean, you already gave away our location earlier. I'm from Chicago. I mean, there are very few things that we.
I think we've talked about it before.
Probably. It's just we haven't recorded so long.
Although his isn't the pizza like very, very limp?
Well, it's New York style pizza, so it's
exactly
like it's barely passable as pizza, but it's pizza. As a
right.
As a Chicagoan, there are a few things we hold sacred here, and pizza is one of them.
Yeah, even flaccid New York pizza is I'll eat it.
Even poorly done pizza.
Even pizza that's not structurally sound.
So that's it. That is my top 10 figures bought in 2019. Were there any surprises on my list for you, George?
The Thor. I definitely did not expect that.
You didn't expect it because you don't rank it high as a figure, or because you forgot that I own it?
I thought you'd have a lot more X-Men. A lot more X-Men heavy.
Me too. When I started doing the list. Because when I did the list, it was like 25 figures, and then I brought that down to 20, and so on and so forth. And then it just, when I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do it, so that's when I thought, okay, I'm going to do it in this criteria. And the X-Men figures just weren't enough. I always thought Gambit would be really high up there. He's my favorite X-Men character, but no, the figure didn't make my top 10.
Oh, I thought the Storm might have.
I'm not crazy about the articulation on
it. Oh.
Although once I start taking pictures of her in the winter when it's snowing, and with the new camera I have, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna become much more attached to that figure. So that's gonna do it for this extra long edition of the Two Hasbro's Toy Hunt podcast. I actually thought this episode would be one of the shortest because we knew exactly what we wanted to do. We had a plan, we had a vision, but so far it's the longest that we've recorded.
Damn.
That's both a good and a bad thing, because I think this episode was really good. Not that the other ones aren't. I just thought this one was extra good. So
I think this episode makes the other ones look like crap.
The Unicron episode was really good.
I don't remember the the HasLab stuff, right?
Yeah, it's weird that that's a good episode because we're not Transformer guys, and yet to me that's what I think one of the best done episodes we've made.
I haven't even listened to them.
No, I don't go back and listen to them either. I'm not a narcissist. So for Southside George, I'm Northside Geo. Thank you for sticking around with us for this 3-hour-long top 10 podcast. Give us a follow on Twitter at 2toyhunts. That's at numeral 2toyhunts. If you want to shoot us an email and tell us what you like, what you don't like, you can email us at 2toyhunt@gmail.com. That's at numeral 2toyhunt@gmail.com. And also, if you want to see the pictures that I put up there, they're on our Twitter handle. They're on our Twitter. Why can't I say it? They're on our Twitter handle, and you can also follow me at geosynchronicity on Instagram. That's geo_synchronicity on Instagram. So until next time, George, this is the way.
See ya.